killed me then, it still hurts me now. But I ain't built a complex, but I'm still like, wow. You couldn't read or write, but you could argue and fight. Couldn't figure out my lunch.
You are watching a special edition of Master Plan. I am here with the amazing artistic confectionist Farrah Boule, hanging out at the Harlem Cigar Room. You know, we're in the essence, just having a really nice conversation. Here you'll learn more about who she is as an artist, a creationist, and just as a woman. So we are in a different environment. We normally do Master Plan in the studio. You know. And so when I asked you to come on the show, and one, I'm so thankful that you said yes. And you had one need. You need to smoke a cigar.
I need to smoke a cigar.
I have no problem with that. That's how I like this sister. I appreciate this request. You know? What is it about the cigar that helps your process?
The cigar is really my totem. You know, it's my talisman. And it's also a way that I honor my ancestors. And it's the spirit that's around, so that's what it gives me. It calms me.
Calms you down? Does it calm you?
Yeah. It appeals to all the senses.
You consider yourself to be a confectionist?
Yes.
What does that mean?
I'm a confectionist in the sense of being transparent. Not so much, because prior I was a lyricist, rapper, you know, rapping at you, versus allowing a conversation or a dialogue to happen.
I appreciate that, kind of just bringing it all together, and not being boxed in. You know? Because because you can't be boxed in. It's just by seeing you can't be like there is no box for you. And I think the moment that we evolve as beings where there is no box, like I'm here to gain. You know, I'm here to gain and give. You know, and I gain through giving. You know, I think you're similar. You know, there is no box. We're constantly out here creating, like you said. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. How long have you been performing?
All my life, really. All my life. But what I can tell you is very new for me is this interview. I've been asked to do interviews in the past, and I just felt like I wasn't ready. I didn't know what I would necessarily talk about or share, other than the music, how hot the music is, or promoting an album or a song. And I think there's so much more to life, and what people can gain every time you open your mouth.
That's right.
You know, and for me, it's like I feel like especially on this path and journey that I'm on now, it's imperative that I speak. You know, I wasn't always, growing up, I wasn't always comfortable with my voice. One, it's been deep like this since a little girl, and it commanded a lot of attention. And I would get remarks that, oh, you know, you sound like a guy, you sound like a boy, or whatever the case may be. And so I shied away from public speaking often. It's ironically that hip-hop would find me, and so when I found my voice, I have this saying that says, you know, when I found my voice, it was curled up in fetal position, scared to change the world. And I extended my hands and said, you're safe, come out and play, little girl.
The way she step up in the spot, you can tell she kinda smooth. She keep a couple goons so nobody made a move. Blackout, voice box that'll blow your back out. Ask how she'll sun the crowd on some A-yeah. That's the exit sign, please don't blow mine. I'm trying to exercise, I'm taking it one day at a time. And it's hard though, get him listen to Carvo. I Joe, keep playing, I'ma crash today.
And I understand what you mean by commanding attention, because the moment you open your mouth and people hear, it's like, oh, this is different. This is a different vibration. It's different energy.
Completely.
You know. And so then there's that burden of, okay, once I open my mouth, I have the responsibility to make sure that I'm doing something righteous with it.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Because I can't even whisper.
We can't whisper.
You can't whisper. You're going to hear it.
You can't whisper. Listen, I can't whisper and I can't yell.
That's right. That's right.
Voice is too heavy to yell.
That's right. That's right.
And too heavy to whisper.
That's right. So I really only need to say it one time. What is your process of creation?
It's when the channels open up, when the dimensions open up, you know, I drop everything that I'm doing and I honor it.
Ooh.
So for me, I can initiate a process by being inspired by world music or whatever I'm researching at the time, and try to, you know, write based on whatever, you know, and whatever's inspiring me at the time. Versus when I'm casually walking, say at the park, or I'm by a large body of water, or elevator ride, or wherever, and I get hit. And that's when the dimensions open up for me and I start writing, you know?
Yes, yes.
Where it's like, okay, this is what I need you to document.
Yes.
And so I do it.
Yes.
And when I talk about these dimensions, so people don't get it confused, I'm talking about the Divine Mother, Mother Nature, you know, Lady Liberty, you know, the divine feminine energy that helps govern all of this.
That's right.
When the Mother speaks to me, I sit down and I honor it.
I love that. I love that. When I speak about entrepreneurship, right? Young Boss Media is based on a lot of economic empowerment within your communities of color. It's not necessarily like the network marketing version of it. You can't have a job because you need to be building the black community. You can't be giving the white man your job. It's not that.
Right.
It's about exactly what you're saying, is that we have to tap into the higher power in order to get our path and directions on our path.
Right.
And that's honestly why the show is called Master Plan. You know, we're all given a master plan, but it downloads, you know, in a certain way.
Yes. And
so you can't be tied down to so many commitments and time limitations because it'll block that opening from happening. And I think that's one of the messages that some people miss about just being an entrepreneur, being an artist, being a creator, is that you have to allow it to come to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For me, I launched my company, Tribal Hop, musical ecosystem of healing arts. Women's History Month, it's going to make the 3rd year anniversary, March 11th. And that's really geared towards the divine feminine energy, restoring that through this musical ecosystem. And it's going to have several branches, starting with Save Planet Project, where it's all about preservation of life, marine life, wildlife, and giving a voice to the voiceless. Yeah. So aside from music, it's going to have all these different branches.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Tell me more about Tribal Hop. I was really interested in what does it look like, other than you performing? Because I've seen your footage of your performances, but what does it look like in the day-to-day life? What is Tribal Hop?
I mean, when you think about it, we're always tribal hopping. We're in and out of different tribes. We're trying out new foods. We're meeting new people. So it's essentially just tribal hopping, learning different forms of spirituality.
That's right.
And what that means. Incorporating it into our own daily lives if it resonates. So that's what Tribal Hop is about. It's about us cultivating. And in the beginning, you know, we were hunting and gathering people. We never stayed still. We were always hopping around, you know. So that's what Tribal Hop is really about. And the essence is, and the foundation is spiritual. It is music, you know. It's all of it. It is the earth. It is about preserving that.
Right.
It is about us communing.
Hickory dickory dock, hi Bella.
introduce you to the gods. This is where we like to hold court. This is where we bathe our inner thoughts. I let the waves wrap around me and it whisks me away.
This is a lifestyle.
It is.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Take me back to who you were as a little girl. You said you were born in Miami. What was it like to be Farrah, as a kid?
Oh my gosh. Huge imagination.
Yeah.
A tomboy. I thought I was going to be an ice skater. I love New York because it was snow here. It was ice. So my mom had some guys laid out some concrete in the backyard so I could skate.
No.
But things changed,
Yeah.
I used to take the branches off of the palm trees and sing for hours. Lay my toys and whatever had a figure and that can be propped up from pots, pans, anything that could just sit up and just act like it was just a Carnegie Hall.
Yeah.
And just perform for hours. And the neighbor, when my mom would come in, the neighbor would be like, your daughter been out here for hours singing, just singing.
That's right.
Just
That's
nonstop. Yeah.
That's right.
But let's see. My first concert out there was Julio Iglesias at the Orange Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up listening to like Anita Baker, Sade,
Yes.
big bands, Skasha, Tabu Combo.
Yes.
Big Haitian bands and Spanish bands, not at all hip hop.
Yeah.
And what inspired me to really use my voice, the first time I used it was to preserve our playground in my grammar school.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to close it down and build a new infrastructure, buildings or whatever. And I was like, tomboy, always running, always playing, always in outdoor activities. I was like, this can't happen. Like, what? So the teacher had us write this, piece that we can present in this town hall meeting as to why we should keep this playground going. So my piece was picked out of the class to go, and I got behind that podium and heard my voice out loud, amplified, and it was preserving our park,
Awesome.
and I was
Awesome.
like, I want to be back here again,
That's right.
And fast forward, here I am now
Awesome.
with Tribal Hop Musical Ecosystem of Healing Arts
Right.
and Safe Planet Project, being a confession. So it always comes back full circle. So I implore people to really think back when you were a child and what came very natural to you and what you loved the most, and honor that.
Do you believe that everyone can be an artist?
I believe we all are artists. We're natural born creatives. Aside from human life, which is universe upon universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
That we're able to create.
That's right.
Another human being alone lets you. The music that I make, first of all, I want to just say that it's spirited music.
Mm-hmm.
It's majestic. It's new age narration, abstract.
Mm-hmm.
But most of all, it's spirited music, inspired to inspiring humanity towards greater wholeness and transformation.
That's right.
For us to have a conversation that's outside of race, color, religion, and just more of a spiritual conversation, you and I.
That's right.
That's what my music is about.
That to say, is there another language that we naturally speak that we don't recognize or don't honor?
Spiritual language. I feel like we're so caught up in other conversations that we're not spiritually speaking enough. What do I mean by that? If we take away the race, the gender, the religion, and we're just speaking on spirit, we'll realize we're way more connected than we are separate. That your upbringing could very well be the same as my upbringing. What you survived could very well be what I survived. And when we start connecting on that level, it opens up the portals for the spirits that govern.
Come on. Yeah. We vibing. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. We vibing. Yeah. Come on. I really wanna know what you're feeling right now. We vibing. I just might pass it around. The mic that is, watch shorty get down. Wish I could move like the chicks in the videos. Few Amaretta salads. And here we go. And the beat is bonkers. I bump that style, speed Jada Kiss often. Had a Mob Deep, real murder music moment. Smell like that's hip hop moment. Live for the funk, die for the funk madness. Boot camp came, broke down the mathematics. Then Wu-Tang came and knocked it off the atlas. Chicka grabbed it, but Nas always had it. The West was the West and the East the East. Two kings had beef, now they both deceased. That's a chess move. Feel it in my chest, oh. How many gon' die before I talk to 'em? We young, party have fun.
So if we're having these spiritual conversations, I feel that it will allow healing to take place, and it will change the composition and vibration that this world is moving in.
The glove.
Yeah.
What's up with the glove?
This, you know, I love gloves. I do. It also, it symbolizes certain things for me. John Carlos rose his hand up in the air in freedom and solidarity.
Okay.
I wear black gloves, red gloves, depending. The red is for the blood and our beating heart. For me, this signifies the heart.
Okay.
You know, it's on my left hand. I'm on a mission to inspire the world. For everyone to save themselves.
Yes. Yes.
Individually. One by one.
I think I hit a point where just looking at life, like if I'm only on a hamster wheel, life is boring. You know, like there has to be more. And then I go out searching, and then it's like, well, how much more can I get? Like, what does infinity look like? What does infinite growth in this body look like?
Yes.
I don't even know what to pray for, to chant for, because I'm blessed. You know?
Yes.
And so it's like, what am I asking for other than just safety? Your career, do you foresee it only being music? Is it going to change into other art forms, acting, maybe not even acting, but I know you do want to do more speaking engagements. Where do you see like your career morphing in order to accomplish this inspiration of the world?
I'm open to all of it. I'm not running anymore.
That's right.
So I'm on this path. I'm committed. I'm committed to the mother. So whatever she wants me to do, I'll do. You know?
That's right.
I'm not scared anymore. I'm not.
How do you know when maybe you took a wrong turn?
You know, I'm so connected with the mother. Like, listen, if I take a cookie and I'm not supposed to touch that cookie, I automatically, I'm just using that as an example, but she responds almost right away. I know when I'm on, when your intuition, when you have a clear path to your instincts and you trust your gut instincts, it will tell you, don't do that. It always does.
Yes.
And we second guess it and we go against that.
Yes.
Just to see, for kicks and giggles sometimes. And then be like, something told me not to do that. It sure did.
That's why.
And you did it.
Message. Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're walking down the block. don't make that right turn. Keep going. And then you discover something. Oh,
Right.
this was, hey, so-and-so, how you doing? Hey, listen, I have something going on. I would love to book you for it.
That's right.
If I would have made that turn, I would have missed that opportunity.
That's happened several times.
Just as simple as that.
Yeah.
So I listen to my instinct, and it guides me on what to do, what not to do, who to talk to, who not to talk to, what to, what to entertain, what not to entertain. And I think nowadays, especially the young growing up, they have it confused with being sexy, with being provocative and very promiscuous. That's the ultimate feminine. When it is just nurturing and supporting and giving, of words. Women can move mountains with what they say and empower each other.
From my background I come from a nonprofit background. Anytime you see a movement, it's 85% women. From Black Panthers movement, civil rights, Black Lives Matter, it's 85, maybe 99%, depending on what city you're in, women. And I went to go see a play recently. It's called The Black Panther Women, because we're in the Black Panther era right now. And so they call it Black Panther Women, and it really highlighted like Assata Shakur, Afeni Shakur, and all the women of the Black Panther movement, and the struggles that they went through, just to be a part of it. And then, when Huey got out of prison, and Coke came on the scene, and it was more of a party lifestyle, and how men were abusing the women, how they still kept the organization going. And we still do that today. We still have movements, we still have organizations where we allow the man to be the lead, even though we are the organization.
Right.
And what happens that I notice is that we put ourselves second, and we don't allow that mother to come in.
Yes.
And we give up that right.
Yes.
How do we get through that? How do we get past that?
Well, I think one is respecting the man and for what he brings to the table, not diminishing that, but also honoring ourselves and not giving our power away, and feel that we make him stronger by giving our power away. I think a lot of women do that to our own detriment. Because we know we're stronger, we know we're capable of so much more, but we don't want our men to feel alienated, because they too are going through a lot. But I believe if we can have a middle ground where we have more conversations and less about right and wrong, that will be the gateway towards a lot of things. Taking your idea and agreeing to disagree on some things. It's okay to do that. For me not to see your viewpoint, and for us to still be friends, still have a friendly conversation. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Not walking away as the victim. That's important, especially in relationships.
Right.
With who's winning the argument, who's not. You're both losing. There is no winner. If there's a winner, you both lost.
Right. Because this isn't a competition.
It isn't.
That's right.
And if we get off of that and able to really just connect and say, I honor you, I respect you, and they honor and respect me, now we can start from there.
Right.
And make change.
Right. Is this conversation easier today than it was maybe 10 years ago? About honoring the mother, honoring the woman? Have you seen society change to favor women more, or to favor this conversation more?
Yes, it's different. It's different because I've reached this level of enlightenment, to listen to the mother and to say, this is who I want to honor, you know, and what does that mean, you know. I think things were just as they were back then. I mean, nothing's really changed because we're still having the same conversations in a lot of ways. It's masked. It's we've evolved through computers and social media and everything else, but we're still having the same tired, boring conversation about race.
You know, there's a lot of unpacking that needs to happen within all people, you know, within all people. And
to piggyback off what you said, with giving, you know, we do live in a world where people are takers more than givers.
For sure.
And so a lot of people are guarded because of that.
For sure.
You know, I've given so much of myself and got nothing in return.
I believe you.
It's really getting to that point of wholeness, feeling whole. First you have to give to yourself. And you have to be whole first before you're really able to give. Because the real, I believe, the real gift of giving is give and hide your hands. Because you can't expect the person that you're giving to give back to you. If they could, they would.
That's right. That's right.
So I think that's what we wait for and why we just like give up on people.
Right.
Because I did something for you and you did nothing for me.
That takes away the beauty of it.
And that's why it's important that don't do something that you can't do.
Right.
And then get upset that you did it.
Right.
If it takes away from you being whole, don't.
Because if you're whole, then there becomes a surplus. You know, and I believe in giving from the surplus. You know?
I love that. Absolutely.
Because one, you know, this is your blessing. I'm glad to be able to be a part of that.
Right.
But then it also leaves me, you know, when it's time for me to receive, it's like, this is a part of the process.
Exactly.
This is replenishment. This is a part of it.
Exactly.
You know?
And some people are afraid to receive because they think they owe you after that.
True.
So if I take this, what does this mean?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they're so used to it.
Right.
So it's a pickle. But you can navigate through it.
Yeah.
I think having more conversations like this is important because it allows people to sift through it and sift through themselves.
That's right.
And things that they do that they can implement and change and discard that's not serving them.
That's right.
And move towards being whole.
That's right. That's right. One more question.
Sure.
Farrah Boule, is that your real name?
Farrah Burns.
Farrah Burns. Okay, I just seen that.
Yeah. It's my government name. I dropped the Burns and went by Boule to honor my ancestors. I'm Haitian and Cuban. And in Haiti there's a saying that's sac passe, ma boule. And it has its roots. People know that, you know, years prior under Papa Doc and Duvalier, there were a lot of hate. There was a lot of pain. And oftentimes limbs were cut off and marched around the city streets, hung on a broom, burned to inflict fear on society. And people would say, "What's up, how you doing?" They'd be like, "I'm burning," as a way to say, you know, to kind of get over that and heal. Yes. You know, and kind of use that as I'm chilling.
Yes.
So instead of chilling, I'm burning. So I dropped Burns and went with Boule. To honor that. Yeah.
Have it with no cream. Precisely. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed this interview with Farrah Boule. It was a blessing for me to be able to sit down with her and honor the ancestors, and just the questions and information that came about was just amazing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in to Master Plan. It's another episode. If you'd like to see more, go to youngbossnetworks.com or youngbossmedia.com. Peace.
Air was cold, couple shots kept me warm. Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. I love my manners. I give a damn. Sipping coffee, I don't like that. Gotta stay up, that's the drawback. Moves to make, a few to shake. You're on this list, you're on your way. Simple as simple does. Now run like Forrest, move your butt. I'm in the bricks, I'm in the bones. Up the block, across from you. Hopscotch, double.